What's going on, everyone? This is Mike with Film Facet, and my video yesterday received some negative comments. And I will admit that I kind of went overboard with my rant. It was a little over the top, which is not usually something I do. I guess I got a little excited. So, I just wanted to say that using the term incel was a idea I had to, I guess, entice the other side. I'm going to say the other side because I'm not for any side, honestly, politically, because I don't like Democrats or Republicans very much. For the people that were the loudest complaining about Starfleet Academy, I wanted to say something to get their attention, and that's why I used the term incel. I realize a lot of people on the left use that to describe a lot of people on the right. And I just want everyone to know that I'm not on the left. I don't like the current Democratic Party. They do not have your best interests at heart. Just like the Republican Party doesn't have your best interests at heart. So, I don't support either group. I might have some ideals that align with both groups, but I'm an independent. Which this country desperately needs a third party. because the other two major parties in this country are political cults. That's all they are. Everybody that's in those cults are indoctrinated to think a certain way. And I'm not like that. I wish there were more people like me out in the world, but I just don't think they really exist much anymore. It's you're either on one side or you're on the other side. There's no in between. There's no middle ground. Okay? There's no gray area anymore, and I think that's sad. But anyway, to talk about the video yesterday, I was trying to convey what I think what Paramount is doing with Star Trek. Okay? Like, they even came out and said that we're using this to push progressive messaging. I call it progressive messaging instead of wokeness, because I don't like that term. It doesn't really explain it very well, but I think progressive messaging does. You know exactly what it is, okay? Now, I will say progressive messaging was used, has always been used in Star Trek. Do we not remember the original episode, Let There Be Your Last Battlefield, which was completely to attack racism in the 1960s? So Star Trek has always been at the forefront of progressive messaging. I think the way they do it today is, I feel like it's a little heavy-handed, the way they do it today, because they don't just do it with the storytelling. They also do it with the casting now. Like, certain people are being hired for Star Trek roles that weren't traditionally picked before. And primarily I'm talking about people of color. People of color, or people with different body types, have been hired as actors in recent Star Trek shows. And one side, I guess I won't use the I word anymore, since that seems to be triggering to some people who are sensitive, I guess. As you can tell, I'm using language in this video that's more neutral. Okay, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to call anybody names because I've been called out for that. And the raging movie fan persona is not anything I want to employ. So I don't want to be known as the angry movie fan. I should have screenshot one of the comments in my video, because this person, he obviously deleted his comment later on. But he called me a dullard with anger issues. Well, number one, I'm not a dullard, and number two, I don't have anger issues. It's just, I was very passionate yesterday morning about that and kind of went off. So, I guess I apologize for that. That's not anything I want to be known for. So basically, let's get back to what I was talking about. Basically, what I'm saying is they're going to continue to put progressive messaging in Star Trek. And maybe now it's a little more heavy-handed because you see it more. Like, I feel like older Star Trek presented those things, but they did it in a coy way. Like, it wasn't, they didn't beat you over the head with it, kind of like how they do now. But, if they could just tone that down some, I think that would be a good thing for the show. But I've seen the 3 episodes that they've aired so far. They're fine. The progressiveness is there. Like making the Klingon a sensitive Klingon, which is, Klingons are not known for their sensitivity, since they're a warrior race. I don't know how Worf or even his brother would react to the Klingon on this show. Not too sure how they would take this guy. But I like the character. It's fine. The chubby black girl is actually a hologram, so she's not even real. So there's that. I'm sure a lot of people had a problem with why did you make her, a little overweight and black when it's just a hologram? You could have just done anything. Well, you could have just done like an alien or something. Well, that's just not what they do now. And that's the messaging. That's the messaging that they employ now. So what I'm saying is if you want to watch today's Star Trek, you need to get used to the progressive messaging, because it's not going to stop. They're not going to stop doing it. They've been doing it close to a decade now. That's just the way it is. I mean, would I rather see, if I get this guy's name right, Terry Medelius? I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but would anybody like to see him in charge of Star Trek? I think most people would say yes, me included, because Picard Season 3 was Star Trek. That was Star Trek. Okay, what we saw there was pure Star Trek, the way it should be done. But you saw after everybody praised the 3rd season of Picard. Everybody loved it. But you see that they went right back to what they had been doing. and started doing things that way again. So, guys, that Star Trek is just dead and gone, I think. I don't think you'll see that again. And this is the Star Trek you're saddled with. So, I was very opposed to the new Star Trek. I didn't think Discovery was very good. I never watched Strange New Worlds, although I heard the first season's pretty good, but it's kind of gone downhill since then, which doesn't surprise me. Because I think Hollywood has a big problem with finding good writers. I don't think there's very many in Hollywood right now. There's a handful of good writers, and the rest are either mediocre or just not very good at all. And they're fueled by their political beliefs and their progressive messaging. So, when you have those things already hampering you, your writing is not going to be, if you have so many things that you have to, check a box on, which I'm not down with all that stuff either. Just like the Oscars. Don't get me started on Sinners and there's 16 Academy Award nominations, which is ridiculous. Okay, don't get me started on that. I'm going to make a video of that too. But, yeah, that's just the way things are now in Hollywood, I guess. Either you jump on the bandwagon, which I kind of have done, or you just don't watch. And I don't know what else you watch. Something older, I can tell you that. And to be honest, that's probably what you should be doing, is watching older content, because older content is just made better. It's written better, it's directed better, it's acted better, the music is better, everything is better, except for maybe the special effects. But even those stand up still. So, if you want to watch today's Star Trek, then you're going to have to just swallow all the progressive messaging that you're going to have to, take in, and then pick and choose what you like, because that's what we got. And I don't think they're going to change anytime soon. Would I like Michael Piller and Rick Berman to come back? Yes. In a heartbeat. Their Star Trek is needed. But this is the Star Trek we have. So, I guess enjoy it. Or don't. I don't know what else to say, man. But, like I said, I do regret presenting my last video as a rant. And I do regret using the term incel. But I gotta have I have 100 views now on that video, which I just posted at 4 a.m. yesterday. And honestly, that's more than what I've been getting in some of these videos that I've been posting. But I haven't. This is a new channel, guys. There was a comment. Hang on. Yeah, this one. And given by the look of the number of viewers, or lack thereof, it isn't made for incels either. No one is watching it. It was made for the likes of far-left liberals like Robert Kurtzman, who was on video as saying, Black Lives Matter, NAACP, the goal isn't to promote Star Trek, but to promote these organizations and to use our platform to promote these organizations. He tells me to look it up. Well, I don't need to, because I know what Robert Kurtzman said. and I don't agree with it. I don't think that should be it, because that that quote sounds like that's the only reason he's doing it. And that's not what you should, that's not why you make a TV show. So I don't really agree with it. It's just I've had to join the bandwagon because they're not going to stop doing this stuff. And, I want to enjoy my life. I'm 59 years old. I want to enjoy what time I have left. And that means swallowing some of this progressive messaging and trying to enjoy new Star Trek or new TV or just new movies. That's just where we're at. Have a nice day.